Y'all gonna see what it look like from right there?
No, we have to use the little one.
Yeah.
I'm on. Y'all on?
Yep. What's up? I want to get here. Oh, I gotta bottom down. Oh, that shirt is everything. Welcome everybody to the Four Opinions.
Yay!
We're glad to see you guys. We have some special guests tonight. We got Mr. Barry. You can introduce yourself.
Thomas Barry.
And we
Very
got Walter.
nice.
We got Walter tonight. We got two men in the building. I don't know how this is gonna go.
Oh, it's gonna go good. It's gonna go good.
It's gonna go good.
We's here.
Y'all
We's
is
here.
in the building. We originally had another topic that we were supposed to talk about today, but you know what? This thing about, I think I'm saying her name right. Ayesha? Is that right?
Yeah.
Ayesha Curry have set the internet ablaze. And it was just so many mixed,
Emotions,
Yeah.
conversations, opinions.
right. So we decided to come together tonight and
Right. Get back
and
to
talk
it.
about it because first of all, she's a black woman and we all have our different opinions about it. And then we had the black men, and I know a lot of the black men had their opinions about it. So, I guess we could just first jump it off by, saying how you felt overall about the whole.
The whole
Can I say something before we get started? How we
Oh,
should get
Lord.
started? Somebody got to explain what is the conversation we talking
Oh
about.
yeah. Well, I mean,
Because
it's just the
without
hottest
doing
thing.
that,
Right.
we're gonna be answering some questions, and they're gonna
Right,
say,
that's
"What was
true.
the subject matter?"
So clearly, Ayesha Curry, the wife of Stephon Curry, she did a Red Talk Table, and everybody, we love Jada's Red Talk Table, kind of something like our thing. But she actually got on there, it was like with her, the mom, it was Stephon Curry's mom,
And the sister.
and the sister-in-laws.
Mhm.
But anyway, so whatever the conversation was, Jada kind of dug a little deeper and to find out some different things about her. So the information that she did share with everybody at the Red Talk Table was taken on all kind of different paths to, I think it kind of missed the mark of it.
Mhm.
But she was more intimate, getting to know everything about how are you with a baller and dealing with situations of being with a baller. And pretty much I haven't heard anything from Ayesha since she did the whole Amber Rose thing. And I know you were saying something about she kind of strategic with this.
Yeah, very
with this,
strategic.
Yeah.
Yeah, every year when Steph is struggling in the playoffs, Ayesha always has her moments. And I think it's to take the pressure off of Steph. Before it was an issue where she talked about the NBA being rigged when they were down to LeBron James. The time before that, she was complaining about something else. So she's strategic in what she does. There's no accident behind her words.
And I might have to agree with him on that.
Did you? That's why we need the men here.
Just because of what he just said, and you have to also look at it, that when you're talking about being with a baller and this and that and those different things, there's different, when you say the word baller, it could go a long way.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, we're talking about ballers that play in the NBA,
Right.
and their
Which
significant
equals
others.
ballers.
And their significant others. Yeah.
Right.
But the thing is there's a lot of different roles that people play when it comes to relationships and when it comes to people that have a different lineup of status compared to the norm. And, like he was saying, to the point of her, coming out at different times, it's usually during the playoffs or right before the
I didn't
playoffs.
notice that.
And then all of a sudden she becomes visible. But prior to that, the only visibility she has is if the camera runs by and she's standing there.
That's right.
But then when it comes to, Stephon and he's supposed to be the number one 3-point shooter, but then all of a sudden his game isn't as tough or as tight
you said that
as
too.
it should be, then all of a sudden it's a whole nother conversation.
Right.
But then he got a team of ballers that play on his team that can flat out ball. So everybody may have the opportunity to step up at any time, but he's that one marquee player.
Right.
And they look for his input into the game in order to make that win. But at the same time, if your person that you with, your significant other, don't have your back, you got problems.
Right.
That's true.
So my thing was, for my overall, so I hope everybody understands. Whoever don't know, you can go watch the video I did, put it on my page, and also the For Opinion page if you want to catch up. But my whole thing was, and we was kind of talking about it around here, was that it was an opportunity for, again, and this for us women, it was an opportunity for the ladies to be open and talk about some of their things that's dealing with the ballers or NBA baller or a baller. And immediately when she tried to open up and say things about herself, like it instantly changed to be, to deal with her insecurities.
Mm-hmm.
Because nobody talked about like the bonding session or, whatever the things that they got to know about her. Immediately just jumped for the insecure part about her, because they took all that and went with it. So for me, I wanted to kind of put that on the table. It's like, why we don't ever have the opportunity. And she did step out and wanted to discuss some stuff about herself. But then that's why we always in the show, we don't want to talk about it, because if it's just something that she's obviously not struggling with because she got a baller, NBA baller as a husband. So clearly there's a different dynamics of she knowing what she's doing to obtain that type of lifestyle. Why do we tend to, to jump on right on the negative things of it?
Well, part of that is because in most cases, and y'all could be mad at me, but everybody has a place and a space of where they're supposed to be at and what they're supposed to do in a relationship. And the thing is for her, and speaking out about how she really feels and what she really thinks, then you have to look back on, is it about the baller or is it about her, really? Because the comments that she's making is a reflection of him.
Yes.
And so now she's speaking on some of the things of her likes and dislikes. But in most cases, the man is supposed to be the more dominant one, with it of being more opinionated, even though women have opinions. And most men, real men, understand, and they'll sit back and they'll listen before they jump into the situation on whatever the statement is. Now, for her to speak out about how she really feels, there's nothing wrong with that. But most cases, you look at society, it says women are to be seen and not heard.
You still think it's like that?
Yeah.
No, well, I mean, we can talk. We can go. I'm just telling you. We can swing it to the Me Too movement.
No,
listen, because of what she said. I'm telling you, we can swing into the Me Too movement and what's happening right now in society when it comes to women and being in the forefront when it comes to some things that have happened, to where now if a woman says A, B, C, or D, all of a sudden this man loses his job without them even investigating fully the situation. So instead of it being guilty, after the information has been put on the table, you're seen as guilty already coming out the gate. Then all of a sudden when they find out that most of these ladies didn't tell the full truth, are they being held accountable for the half lie? So let's look at that side of it when I'm saying what I'm saying about that. And like I said, I knew I was going to get a reaction from y'all, but I didn't mean no harm.
Because you know what? But I'm not going to disagree with, to a certain extent. Right, yeah. Because I'm not going to go there with you. But I did feel some type of way about Steph Curry when she had said the part about not having a man look at her. I think it was something I wrote down there.
She wanted some attention from a man
because
it's been 10 years.
And I was like, man, I wonder how he felt about that. Like, if you heard your wife or woman or whatever said that, how would you feel about that?
I mean, me personally, I wouldn't trip about it. Everybody got an Instagram page full of pictures outside of their significant other. What's that for?
Right.
I mean, they're not just trying to get likes from the same sex. They're
right.
trying to get it from the opposite sex. The problem with our society is we don't like other people's truths, but we want our truth to be told. And to be real with you, I think most husbands would rather their wives be honest versus dishonest. The thing is, we can deal with the truth.
Yeah.
But in private or in public, though?
Well, at the end of the day, like we stated before, that's kind of like the operation. She's already the one out in front. He's behind the scene. So they have a synergy in their relationship that other people may not have.
Yeah.
So there's no one size fits all when it comes to relationships. And I just find it ironic that people are hopping on her saying what she should and shouldn't say. But at the end of the day, we do those things already on social media. You know more about people on social media than what you want to know. So because she's rich, she was asked on the show her opinion, she gave it. I don't think she really cared too much whether you like it or not.
So Nicole Pacini, everybody say hi. Thank you for joining us. She says she actually looks like a mom and a wife. She's not out here showing her ass and tits. Which is a I'm so glad that you jumped in and said that, because here's the thing about it. What I thought about when I was thinking about it was that she said the Amber Rose does the slut walk. Y'all know about the being naked and everything. She actually went on to Instagram, and she kind of made a comment about being naked and all this stuff, and she said something. I had wrote it down, but it's not on here. But she made a comment about women and being presentable. It's like Nicole said, looking like a mom and a wife. But yet and still, she was saying that she felt some type of way because she wasn't getting the attention from the men. Well, that to me,
No, she should be able to dress like a lady and still get attention, maybe a little bit if that's what she's looking for.
But I'm saying she made a big issue about getting like Amber Rose, Nicki Minaj, any sex symbol or any woman that shows a lot, like you're not covered up, titties and like ass and tits. She had an issue with it. Actually, I'm gonna look up the what she actually said. But then now she on the Red Talk table saying that she's at home feeling, because you don't want a man to give you that attention. It's totally different as a woman. You're gonna get titty shots or whatever. A man is very derogatory. He's gonna send a different kind of in your DM.
Well, here's the thing.
They are more aggressive than women.
But here's the thing, though.
Okay, go ahead.
If you go to a soul food restaurant, it don't get as many customers as McDonald's, Burger King, right? Fast food tend to get fast customers, right? They don't get quality customers. They get fast customers. So when you a woman that's dressed in a more, I want to say more elegant way versus more seductive way, no, you're not going to get as many people outwardly telling you that they like you, but you're definitely going to get looks. And at the end of the day, that's what got her married. The Amber Roses of the world, look how many different boyfriends she got.
Right.
All of those women, that's fast food. So men like that for a quick second, and then as soon as we get it, we discard it.
Like rotisserie chicken.
That's what it is.
But the whole thing about it
was a good turnaround.
But wait, but what I'm getting is, what I'm saying is just the main point about it, if it's dressed, undressed, how it's dressed, or what it's dressed like, the whole thing was about their attention. Because when you dress like that, it's not about how you dress; it's the attention that you're seeking.
Right.
And she was the freaking billfold for not dressing like that for the attention. But yet and still.
But if you listen to what she's saying, she's asking for attention. But at the same time, she's married, so her attention getter and seeker should be her husband.
But was she asking for attention, or was she saying in so many words it would be nice to see someone maybe looking at her?
Well, no, because okay.
What she said, I have zero, and she said it may sound weird.
Listen to this.
But like male attention. So when they was just talking about how they have to fight off the women and all this stuff, so we'll be getting to that part. But she said what was weird to her and verbally saying it was that like she get that all the time of the women like get off of him, get away from him, whatever, but she never gets it. So that's what she said. So she wants the attention.
So in other words, she's having an issue with him being a baller and having that extra attention because all the women are trying to look at Stefan or any of the other ballers of how can I get with that or how can I get that.
But nobody's doing it for her.
And it's something that she already has. But then now she's having this issue about where she stands with attention. Now, let me tell you why her thing may be about attention. Is because if you look at, and all of us in this room, if you look at pictures of us when we were younger, compared to as we get older, I'm the oldest in this room. But at the same time, body structure, face structures, ideals, concepts, your respect factor for how you are and what you do, all of those makes a difference. Now, when you look at the difference between when a man at the age of 25 reaches 25 and a woman, those are two different levels.
Right.
So she's at her point level of now understanding she's been married a number of years. She got X number of kids. Before they got married, how many kids they have?
No. But
So
she met him when
there's
she
a
was-
change in body
Right, she
structure
met him when she was
to where
15.
she's saying to herself psychologically, I don't look like I used to, but I used to get all these people trying to look at me and try to hit on me. But then she got her hit man already next to her. She don't need another one. So let that DM and everything else that you want to do on the social side slide through the window, because what happens is you damage your relationship when all of a sudden you got this other person calling you on your DM, and then all of a sudden he finds out who's all of these cats are, because there's another game in the NBA to where some players have shifted in between because somebody's messing with somebody's mom.
Or girlfriend.
Or
wife.
girlfriend or wife, because they hitting them on the DM.
Mm-hmm.
And what is a DM?
Direct message.
You heard me?
But
So here's the question. So I'm married, and I'm 40, soon to be 46. Okay,
Right.
I've had kids, and I'm at a different stage in life too. So what you're trying to say is, at this age, and because I have a good husband, pretty solid relationship, I should not like it if I get attention from other men.
No, there's nothing wrong with getting attention from them, but she's asking
She
for it.
wants it.
And
Well,
that's,
she
that's a
only
whole,
said it out loud. I think all
Well,
women don't mind a compliment. She just said it out loud.
She want to see if she still
And it's
got
so
it.
Right. I don't see anything wrong with that.
Everybody want
wants
to see
it.
if they still got
Right.
it. Like you might
okay.
not want you might not want to you might not want the
Right.
groceries.
I don't want you.
Yeah.
But you might want to walk down
But-
the aisle and look at the
Right,
groceries.
right.
And let me tell you the problem with that is. The problem with that is if you're already in a solid relationship, and that your significant other is looking at you like you're that queen, that jewel, that everything that I need, that means he doesn't see any flaws, even though there may be some flaws there.
Mm-hmm.
But then now all of a sudden you're looking for somebody to DM you, which now creates that flaw, because in the back of a man's mind is, okay, how many other things she got on her DM?
Well, I don't think she really was saying she wanted someone to DM her. She was just saying that it would be nice for someone to maybe
What's the
catch
difference
looking
between
at her.
what's the difference between saying I would like and I want?
Well, it would be nice. I think it's nice when a man
I
compliments
just,
me.
You know, and for me, I just think it was more so that a majority of her life, she has been always dealing with the issues of the women on him, and like he probably never had to fight the men off for her. You get what I'm saying? So I think I think it's probably like for her it was like fair game.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you gonna have to get the men out of my DM? Like I've been fighting all these women to get them out your DM. Like when it's gonna be for me? And that probably could make her feel some type of way.
And I agree with you to an extent,
Mm-hmm.
because if you look at her and being married, see, one of the things is we sometimes don't look at relationships for what they really are, and they become a thing of the moment. Because we're so quick, like he was talking about that groceries. Going to the grocery store, you got a whole aisle of items to choose from. But then when you get that one apple or that one orange that tastes good, you want to go back to get that same one, because the rest of them don't matter. Now, when you take yourself out of your relationship and you put yourself on that tray, everybody's taking a look at you. Then all of a sudden, everybody starts shooting those messages to your DM. Now, what happens when he finds out who they are, and it's somebody that he knows? And it 9 times out of 10 will be somebody close to him.
But then this is a very important. Nicole Pacini just said, did she ever have attention prior to Steph? Haven't they always been together? And that's the thing I'm talking about, because what I did, I circled the 10 years. For 10 years, she been doing this one thing that's been always focused on him.
Yeah.
And making sure that everything that he stays straight for them, not anything that's pretty much being focused on her. So for 10 years,
because
and then she was only 15 when she met him, so she don't even know she wasn't even developed when she met him.
So now you remember I said about that age 25?
So now she want to know.
Remember I said about that age 25?
Right.
It's because as she's gotten older, she's learning more and more about herself and knowing what her likes are and dislikes. And it's separate from where he's at, because each of us are individuals. And in the process of that, if you don't love self, you can't share your love to somebody else.
But if you speak about it, does that make... That's the thing. That was the only problem I had about this whole thing. Because she verbally said something. Why do we all... It's so many issues, even with myself, to be like, why when we discuss things it instantly go to we put this negative thing on
Truthfully,
it.
right.
I think
Like she just said how she felt.
Her
It doesn't
truth, right.
and it's like, oh, she insecure. Oh, we need to be in her DM. She needs some attention. Maybe she was just like, that's how I felt today. Tomorrow, she probably didn't feel like that. You know.
Not used to. So here's the thing: we live in a society where people are not used to people being honest.
Exactly.
Right.
So here's the thing
exactly.
is, so you have people
I
now
got that
living
right
in
here.
their own
People
particular
lie.
truth. So when someone comes out and tell the truth, it's shocking. You know, it's like you're not supposed to be running off the plantation. Hit a lot plantation back over this way. You need to get back over this way. The other side of it too is you have to be careful when you are in the spotlight, because you already have gravity pulling at your relationship. When you got it ascended the way that they have it, you already have forces unseen that's trying to rip you apart. So they have to be careful in how they approach things. Now, me personally, like I said before, I actually liked that she was honest. I don't have an issue that she was honest about what she said. The only thing that I would like to see more so than that is that everyone else learn how to be honest.
Yeah.
A lot of times.
I sound like Willow. Yeah.
It's
well,
about speaking
right.
the truth.
Yeah, a lot of times we shoot down these celebrities for when they speak their mind, but at the end of the day, they're human just like we
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
And here's a few things that some of the men said. They was like, Ayesha Curry just spoke about what a lot of women think and go through, but it sounds crazy to men because no one says it out loud.
Exactly.
Right.
And then some people were saying that proves that Eve ate that goddamn apple. People respect y'all. That should be enough for y'all ego. And then there was another one that a man posted. It said, Ayesha Curry is what every modern hoe wants other males' attention when they have a loyal husband, a man who would do anything for them.
That's brutal. That was mean. That was unnecessary.
Just caught myself up in this Ayesha Curry business, and once again, all of you people are idiots. She said what she said. She feels how she feels. Shut the fuck up about it and tend to your own insecurities and issues.
Preach, whoever said that.
Yeah, so it was like a lot of males. That's why I say it was like a lot of different things about. It was a lot, but them are the main ones that I pulled out.
But let's put this on the table. Is anybody in this room mad at what she said?
I'm a realist, so for me, I was just like, I just hate the backlash of. This is the thing, when you have that platform, like you said, for me, like it's a lot of things that I don't even say on the 4 Opinions, because when you going, but 4 Opinions, I'm not making millions, but I still be kind of like, you still have to be careful because of how people are and where you going. Like, you have to still be like, okay, should I say that? Because people can't handle all that truth. So you kind of got to like babysit, and that's what I really don't like. Every time they could vouch, every time we have this, I'm like, I really get irritated sometimes because I'm babysitting so many people, because I know whatever I've been through or whatever happened is really for healing for somebody else. But it seems that we tend to pay attention to a bigger flock of people that's the whiners instead of that one person that the mission is supposed to get to.
That's why I don't care.
You know?
That's why
I know, and I noticed your Facebook too. He pretty much
the
posted
lack of truthness.
Right,
You know
and it's
what I'm
like,
saying?
and for
if
me,
we really came out and said who we were and how we were, it would be bananas.
Well,
it would be crazy,
well,
because now you're not
But
lying.
see, but that's the key point in all of this. She spoke her truth.
Right.
Now, whoever got a problem with her speaking her truth, that's not her problem.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
and
true.
and
But sometimes you don't have all the people that's strong enough. Like, I don't know her personally now. Now that this happened, I probably would like dig more into her. But just think of the people that want to come out and say their truth. And it's like the media. I have seen some interviews that people just beat them up so bad that they like go into this depressed. They can't take that. Everybody can't take it, but they want to tell the truth. So you either gonna you win with what is it? You gonna win as you do, or you win if you don't do.
Right.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though. We live in a social media world, right? So this is the main thing. Are you a social media person, or are you a real person or not? Because this is what happened in the social media world. You tell your feelings, your thoughts. Facebook always asks you what's on your mind. You know, when you post what's on your mind, you have more people jumping on you for what's on your mind than what's on their mind. The other thing, too, is most folks can't back up their arguments about you or even about themselves.
Right.
So what I always say when I see people, when they bring up, hey, I saw you post this online, I'll be like, listen, I not only talk online, but I've probably taught your child. I probably mentored your brother. I probably helped out your sister. I probably did something in regards to help you. You cannot relegate me to a Facebook post because I'm bigger than Facebook. I'm older than Facebook. So you can't hold me to that. You can't hold me to Instagram. These are free services, right? So she gave you a free interview. That's a glimpse into their life. That's not their entire life.
Right.
She says something that all people feel in some form or fashion. At some point, we all want attention for something outside of what we're known for. Her last name is Curry, so we know her because she's married to Steph Curry. What she's saying is, I would like for you guys to see me more than Steph's wife.
Yes.
I'm not just his wife. I'm not just a trophy. Now, it's a sister by the name of Juanita Jordan. Sister Juanita got married to Mike because she was pregnant. Not because Mike loved her, but because she was pregnant. And Mike needed his endorsement money. So he married Sister Juanita. What ended up happening because of this marriage and this endorsement money was he cheated on her the entire time. Juanita was heard of, she was saw, but she never had a chance. The last breaking straw for Juanita was at a NBA party where Jordan disappeared, went upstairs to a party, was caught upstairs with a white woman when he climbed down the fire escape, right? So she was embarrassed. This brother was cheating with her with a woman that him, another NBA player, an MLB player, and a hockey player all had a baby by. Okay? This woman sued him. That's how she got embarrassed. You want to be known for more than just being married to someone. Now, you may be envious of her position.
Yeah.
And I think what we're seeing more so is people are jealous because they wish they could be married to a Steph Curry or to some millionaire. And they're saying, if it was me in the position, I would just shut up, take the check, and live my life. She may not be that way. And like I said before, she's the brains of the outfit.
She's the real brains of the outfit. And she's what's that glue that keeps them together.
That's it.
But she also has her own opinion. And that's what she gave was hers. She has that right to do that.
She just basically just gave her
but then most people will say, well, you shouldn't be more, you shouldn't be that visible. You should be in the background because it's about him, because his status and everything that he's produced, that makes us who we are. But then she's also saying, no, I am my own individual. And if I decide I want to say A, B, C, or D, I don't mean to hurt nobody's feelings, but this is what it is.
Right.
And she's just telling her truth about it. Now, my thing is should she have said it or should she have not? It's still open for grabs. Because me personally, I don't care what she said. Because she's still married to that man until something happens that causes them to separate. And I know that little thing about what she said wouldn't be it. But he may have some questions from this point forward on why do you want somebody to be hitting you on your DM about trying to get at you. Because that's most cases what it is.
And there are NBA wives who got side dudes.
Exactly.
And no, seriously. They got side dudes.
Who got side dudes?
But it goes both ways.
Kobe Bryant's wife had a side guy.
They both do.
No.
Both sides.
Well,
they both. You know what I mean?
Wait, hold on a second now. When you say both sides, only one person in the gym practicing that shot now. Only one person can afford to have the side person, right?
No, wait a minute. You know, she's got a full-time job too, taking care of kids in the house too. So let's not just because she ain't making the millions like that
doesn't mean that she's less than.
Wait, hold on. So
no, that's not what he's saying.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the money that he make that's for their family is not. The side guy don't come with that money. You don't say, listen, I'm making this money. I'm in the gym.
The side chicks do?
We don't know that though.
Hold on.
We can't say that. We don't know that.
I would tell you the side guys because I've seen a couple of interviews. Matter of fact, Kobe White's side guy was the same side guy that Ice-T wife had.
Coco.
When that whole situation took place. So these sisters, like, it's very prevalent inside of California that these women have guys outside of their husbands because the husbands are gone most of the time. These are like unseen agreements that other people, common folk like us, wouldn't know anything about. So you got to be careful when you talking about rich folk business because you don't know.
Right.
Well, what I did, so how did you guys
that's why we can't judge. Like, everybody just judging her because she's being truthful for her comment, which is, to me, is wrong.
Which is her option to do. If she wants to tell you the truth, she can. If she wants to tell you a lie, she can do that as well.
Right, make it fake.
She gonna get us
but it's better to be truthful about it and to put it on the table than to not be, and then all of a sudden everybody find out the truth.
Yeah.
Because we can slide that over to what's the young lady that has the talk show?
Wendy.
Yeah.
Wendy was.
And now her husband done had one have a baby on the way that has nothing to do with Wendy.
Right.
Okay?
Hey, the side chick
but then at the same time, now not only is he asking for one set of dollars, he's asking for another set of dollars.
All right, I'm not
because the money maker's on the other side and not that side.
Yeah, bitch move.
Right.
You said what? Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you.
No, that's
He was trying to go out like Kevin Federline. You remember Kevin? Like
Britney Spears.
Baby daddy, he was like, listen, you gonna leave me, I'm gonna take the babies and I want that $5 million. He was trying to go out. He got his money.
But switching gears, so what do you guys think about Jada? I know a lot of people have a lot of opinions about Jada.
I don't think anything about her because I don't watch the Red Talk table, so I don't have
you need
opinion.
to watch. It's very good.
I don't watch
You mean the show or just Jada in general?
I just think, you know what?
Yeah, because that makes a difference.
So the show and Jada.
I think Jada and Will got like some weird stuff going on. I've always had an issue with them having their son modeling dresses around the country, getting on stage, calling another boy his boyfriend, Willow and that perception, them being swingers, the whole Scientology thing. They just got a lot of stuff that's going on that's beyond the average pale for African Americans. It's a little bit different. You know, it's kind of strange for no change, and it's their thing, but sometimes I try to be careful in judging them, but I definitely don't want them being the moral police for black folk.
Yeah, for sure. But here's the thing. What we see
But they
with
don't
them...
want to go ahead. Sorry.
Well, what we see with them, we see it with them, but you'd be surprised how many people do the same thing. They're just not out there doing it. They're behind the scenes, but I know some celebrities, and they're no different than the two of them.
Well, they don't even have to be celebrities. I know some on this block. That's doing some stuff that you know they ain't supposed to do.
But you know what, y'all? I do like. I'm figuring them out. I just think I give them kudos for actually coming out and talk about some of the things, because it is kind of hidden, like with the Jordan stuff or whatever. But I appreciated Jada kind of shifting the gear from the gold digger stigma. Did you hear when she said that about the gold diggers? Like, she said versus just women being beautiful. She kind of put it at, because they NBA ballers making money, all this stuff, that women that are attracted to those type of men are instantly gave another negative name, gold diggers, messing up happy homes or whatever. But what Jada said was that the women are being beautiful, and the normacy of a man to be tempted by a beautiful woman. Like, these are beautiful women. Like, it is normal for a man to be tempted by these beautiful women.
Sound like Scientology to me.
And to look at beauty, and also women, instead of just saying that they're gold diggers, that women can usually just see these men and be like power, like they can buy them a house, they can get them out of financial difficulties and all that stuff, instead of just putting the whole gold digger thing. So she said she was more understanding for Will, because she kind of put it in comparison to Stefan, because we couldn't get in that too about how they handle groupies and all that stuff when they come to their husbands.
She's more understanding about Will, because she's the same Will.
Yeah.
Her and Will ain't no difference.
She just
and the thing is, when it comes to relationships, and regardless of who they are, you don't know what goes on behind closed doors.
And we need to we need to get out of this business. See, my only problem with Jada and Will and them is this: I don't have no issue with what you do in your home. I just don't think you should be trying to influence other people. The side chick ain't nothing new.
Right.
Some of us are like, some folks are like the products of a side relationship. Your mama might have been the side chick, or your daddy might have been the side dude. We don't know. But at the end of the day, it's prevalent in society. We acting like this is something new. As far as them being just beautiful, if you messing with somebody that's married, or if you're married and you cheating on your significant other, you know you doing wrong. Because if it wasn't wrong, you wouldn't be sneaking and doing it.
Right.
So we don't need to make it seem like that person is innocent in the situation. Everybody is making a choice in the matter. But I feel like what she tried to do is she tries to soften that and try to gloss over. Are they gold diggers? Well, if you in it because you feel like that person can buy you a car, yes, you are digging for gold. That's what the whole purpose of a gold digger is. Sleeping with someone for a purpose of getting some type of materialistic thing, not for a relationship.
But when you say that brings the question of, if that's the case, then what does that make the man?
A trick. But
so
men,
she's a gold digger and he's a trick.
TRICK.
Oh, well, I mean, we keep talking about gold diggers, but let's talk about these tricks because they're providing for the gold diggers. So does that make?
And let me give you this one just for the record. You can be in a relationship and married to your husband or your wife, but your side chick or your side significant other can make more money.
That's it.
Than you are to giving to your wife or your husband.
There it is.
Right.
So you can call it whatever you want to call it.
That is ding ding.
You can name whatever you want to add to that name of what it is or what you may see it to be. But everybody is in a relationship for a reason.
That's it.
They're looking for something.
That's it.
And if they're looking for that, they're going to find that because that is out there for them.
Yeah, a side chick better make more money than a...
Yeah, but...
well, hold on. It don't always happen that way.
A side chick, it don't, but I'm going to put on the 4 opinions, and whoever, in my opinion, if you're a side chick, you better make more money.
You better be winning.
Yeah, okay.
No. Hey, listen, well, I will say this, though. We kind of get caught up. So with Jada, the one thing that I find interesting is that this conversation comes on the back heels of the August Alsina situation with her.
Oh.
And that whole situation with her supposed to having a relationship with him.
Right.
So to me, I just feel like
he be all into the
details.
He's on his game. Ain't no sense in talking about it if you don't know it.
Right?
Hey, listen, man, because as a sports fan and as a music fan, the business of sports and music has turned into tabloid. Those worlds have mixed. So now you can't even enjoy music or you can't enjoy sports without the gossip. So you get all of this now as a fan of both genres. So what I'm saying is at the end of the day, that's what comes with it. I mean, and look, you could be an average Joe Schmo on the street.
Yeah.
Like the average guy working a 9 to 5 can have a side chick that can be beautiful. That could be an Instagram model. That could be somebody working at a Fortune 500 that's making money. It's a part of it's at this point here, man. It's a part of society.
And the quickest way to get that is to hit me on my DM.
Hit me on my DM. That's what I'm talking. Hit me on my DM.
Okay, so y'all want Walter Q. Banks DM? You can go hit him at ALT.
He just asked for it.
He just asked for it.
What you say, Q? Your real man not doing the job.
Yeah. Fellas, let me tell you what you ain't doing. This is how it's done. But I mean, but realistically, and looking at it, that's real.
You know what I was thinking
but
about?
But that's that social media.
Yeah, it's crazy. You know what? Another thing that I was thinking about, the piece we was talking about, the anxiety, how all of the women were talking about the anxiety piece, and I was kind of like, I want to figure out. I wanted to learn more about anxiety because Ayesha said that she take medication. I couldn't believe she said that too, but she said it.
She
said she taking meds for it. The little sister was like, she can't even be around people. And she blacked out a couple of times. Did you hear that on there?
Yeah, and then she starts doing push-ups in order to calm herself down.
Then Willow said she started going crazy and tearing up stuff. I'm like,
but anxiety.
That's traumatic.
But see, anxiety itself is a whole different breed of animal when it comes to your inner being. And what happens is that so many people have it in so many different ways. Right. To where a lot of times when you go to doctors for it, they misdiagnose you for something and they give you all these extra meds that comes up with something else in order to have balance. And for the most case for women is that the same thing that's happened here. She spoke out on her truth. But so many women are so held captive in a box to where they can't speak their truth. To where that anxiety comes out is because I'm afraid to say what I want to say because I don't know the repercussions of what's going to happen behind it. So that's where that anxiety side comes from. But at the same time, we, men, women, it don't matter. We are walking around as in wounded people. And we need some assistance in what needs to be done. The first thing is, when it comes to community, is being true with self. And that's where it started. I can't tell you how to get something together if I ain't got mine together or trying to get mine together. We can get it together. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And a lot of times when it comes to for men, most men are afraid to talk to each other about it. But a real man will sit down. We can sit down and talk all day. You know, but you got to know who you're talking to, who you're in a relationship with. and what it's really all about.
Right.
And it's about you being that, as they say, gold digger and making that money and getting that money. That's what you're going to do because that's what your intentions are.
I like gold digger chicks, by the way.
Yeah.
Listen,
Tell me your DM.
Hey, listen, man, you can hit me up. Well, listen, you ain't getting my money, but if you go get somebody else, hey, I personally, I don't have an issue with what was said. I'm gonna go back to Ayesha. I don't have a problem with it. I like the honesty. I like the brashness. I like the boldness. I wish more people was just honest. I feel like we live in a society where everybody just has to lie, and I feel like Jada sometimes she doesn't necessarily be as honest as her guests. I saw Nicole say that she's messy. I agree with that. I think sometimes it's causing chaos in other people's situation while it takes off of your situation.
Yeah,
and
I can see that in her.
And I feel like the anxiety comes in our society when people are necessarily exposed to things that they're not ready for.
Yeah.
So when you're around a whole bunch of people, they're around people in stadiums that are yelling
Right, because
at
she
them,
said
shouting.
she said she had to have her son take her to places.
Yeah, I can believe
I'm like,
it.
listen,
Yeah,
I'm
but-
like,
but
all
then-
these
but
people
then
are
let
like,
me-
y'all are like
but then let me
famous.
ask you
Like,
this
she had to have
question.
her son take her to places where there's, for her anxiety.
But let
A lot of
me
people.
ask you this question.
Wow.
If she has to have her son take her, where's Will?
Making movies.
Okay.
Making ballers.
Wait till you see all the movies. Then we can have that conversation.
The movies don't take 2 years to make,
Right?
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
But there, it really is that anxiety thing that really does exist. But you know, we just got to be honest about it. But women have for years have been held into a box and not be able to tell their truth.
That's right.
Because they're afraid of how somebody else is going to look at them.
Right.
And the problem that I have with that is that, and I'm gonna put this on the table. I got a younger sister. If my younger sister would tell me everything, I'd have been hurt some people a long time ago. And I know that from being a man and knowing how things are. Same thing with my older sister. But then now I have to look at myself and say, well, where was I at as that brother, as that man? So now I question me, but then I really know the real answer to it all. And it's my follow through is I can give you some names and addresses of them that's been recipients of what I felt. But everybody knows me as this nice, cool, simple guy, and I am that guy.
Right.
But then cross that line.
Yeah.
And then you'll see the other side. Because one of the things is that just because you're seeing a line drawn here and you cross that line, that does not mean that I didn't have two other lines before that you didn't already mistakenly cross and I gave you a pass.
Right. People don't get that.
So I mean,
So
you
that
know,
was
and Nicole Pacini, she's the truth.
Nicole.
So I got a question. So if a woman, I'm just curious. So if a woman, a comment and then a question. So have you guys ever been looking at your Facebook and saw somebody put something on there like, I'm feeling depressed? What do you usually say?
Keep your head up.
Do you comment or do you look like and go up and just skip over it?
I usually just put my number.
Do you? Do you? You really?
No, I comment. I comment.
Do you?
I comment because I comment because I care about people in a sense, and I know a lot of people that I care for and I love. They suffer from depression. They have things that happen, like he was saying with sisters. I know sisters has been raped, been molested. You know, when people talk, a lot of times it's not what happened today.
Yep.
It's an accumulation of what has happened all throughout their lives. So to me, I feel like, especially as a man, I feel like a man is supposed to be a protector of everyone that's in their circumference.
Yep.
So the protector, you know, and I'm a father. So I want to make sure everybody's good. I'm a brother. I want to make sure everybody's good. So, you know, when I see people who are going through it, I don't want to see nobody. Even if I don't like them personally, I still want to make sure you're good, you know?
So what do you do when you see it?
It makes me uncomfortable.
You keep scrolling?
I do. I just go up. Makes me
So
uncomfortable.
now what's the uncomfortable factor to it?
See, and that's what my question was going to be. Like, does that make me like different because I don't want to address someone else's personal issue? Because I'm like, oh God,
That
why are they
doesn't-
putting it on Facebook? Man, that's kind of rough. And I just kind of like.
That doesn't make you indifferent to anything. That's just how you feel about that particular. But there's a lot of people that feel the same way that you do. So you're not by yourself. But then a lot of times, a lot of us think that we are by ourselves in anything and everything that we do.
Yeah.
but there's other people that have gone through it or are going through it. And so, you know, like you're saying about being that protector, you know, you got to have and surround yourself around people that have some real honest concerns about you. When it comes to that social media, you'll see me on there and I'll respond to some things, but every time when you see me doing it, it's in love. It's in, if I know the person, I'll be like, hey, give me a call, or I'll call them. But if I don't know them, I'll send them a little word of wisdom of, you know, what they should try, what they should think, you know, and that kind of thing. But I don't get in too deep because most of them know how to contact me if they really want to talk about it. Even when I'm on air, I'll tell them in a minute. If you're going through something, you want somebody to listen, some of the times it's just better key to just listen so that they can get it out of their system. And then now we can deal with it because now I know your truth.
Right.
And that's the same thing with her comment. You know, that's her truth.
Right.
But now what really needs to be done about that? Technically, nothing.
That's what I was just going to say. I just wrote that down. I was like, do you guys think that she was basically coming out trying to seek some help?
Validation?
I just think she was just in a comfortable setting and finally can breathe.
She was just saying, in my humble opinion, what's wrong with a lot of people on the planet. To be honest with you, it's this idea that enough is not enough.
Yeah.
And we have to be honest about our settings. You know, narcissism is no longer in the medical books as far as an illness. And the reason why is because of social media and the devices that we carry around, the dopamine effect, the dopamine high, everybody's looking for that attention. And what she's saying is she wants more of the attention. She's not getting enough. And it's not just Ayesha Curry. Here's what's crazy. People are going off about her, but have you noticed the spin-off of the memes that's made about her? Those people who are making those memes are doing that to get attention. Those people who are posting and talking about her publicly in distasteful ways, they're doing that to get attention. So they're trying to get attention off of her attention. So if she's seeking attention, what are they seeking? So at the end of the day, I feel like she is finding her truth. But we also have to ask ourselves, why do people outside of her feel like they need more validation besides the people that's around them that knows them personally? So that's a societal problem. And I don't think no one really wants to tackle that. And that's why I think they're trying to tackle her.
Yeah.
Their people are speaking from a place of perfectness. And 9 times out of 10, those people that are making those comments about that girl, please.
They're probably ugly anyway.
They probably are. Just haters, just jealous because she said something.
Ugly people always
but y'all gotta remember, some ugly people is beauty to somebody else.
Right.
That's true.
I wanted to talk about some of the. I wanted to go back to in the beginning when they were talking about how did they deal with. So we're gonna need the men's.
Perspective.
I want to think about how the men would feel if it was your wife or woman.
Okay.
So the way that they dealt, so I guess you gave different scenarios of how they would deal with the groupies as far as like speaking to the husband. And so Ayesha said that she becomes very irritated because her man is very polite and very nice, and he don't make the women go away. Like he would talk to them, and she know that the women are not there for whatever purpose that they need to be there for. And she said that she was like, the devil is a liar. So she said that the women are always lurking after her husband. And she said, so she feel as a grown woman, this irritated me. As a grown woman, she inserts herself. So if you was there as a baller and you talking to a woman and he don't introduce you, she inserts herself as a grown woman. I was like, that's one thing that irritates me.
What, her
a woman that inserts herself? Because here's the thing: if I'm standing with you, I think it should be some.
Let me give you an insight.
Don't insert yourself.
Let me give you a quick insight. Let me give you a quick insight.
He should be doing that.
Right.
He should be doing that. I'm sorry.
And what she's saying, she even told y'all that Stephen Curry is a nice guy. He's non-confrontational. He's always smiling. He's always trying to brush things to the side to let it roll on.
Okay, go ahead.
But in the process of that, it's still on him to stop it or let it continue. And she feels like he didn't stop her from getting up in his face soon enough So now she's going to imply herself.
Insert, she said.
No. She's implying because she doesn't know until it actually happened.
Right.
But we can say insert.
Right,
She
yeah.
done inserted herself in between the two because she think that they done got too close to each other.
Right.
So
But
Steffi
then-
ain't on his
but then-
job.
but-
He's slipping.
No, I wouldn't say
He's
that.
slipping.
I would say that Stefan.
Right, especially if you already don't discuss that in the household.
Right.
And I'm gonna say, y'all
No,
men want to get
no,
him.
Y'all know
I'm
our
telling you.
insecurities.
He
I'm
ain't
trying
that
to-
nice.
No, he ain't that nice.
I'm trying to help y'all out. No.
He ain't that nice.
Okay.
Like he's so
listen.
nice. Like, oh my God, he
But-
don't know how to tell
But
this.
listen,
Like he know if a woman like all up, like what's up, baby, and all. Like you know to be
you
like,
can
hey,
say that. You
Whoa,
can say
yeah,
that.
stop. Not
You can
at
say
all.
that all day, but she knows how she sees her husband.
or how he has trained her to see him.
Well,
Okay,
That's
now
exactly
you said
it.
train.
Exactly.
Let's be
True.
very
You
clear.
said
like,
train.
That's a
But
lot
it's
of
true.
money. A
It's
lot
very
of
true.
shush.
Very
No,
true
I
there.
don't think.
Gilbert, you know me and you ain't gonna have this conversation.
we
You
gonna-
that old school stuff. No, we know
listen,
that look. She was
I
15,
told y'all I'm
baby.
the oldest. I'm the oldest
She
in this
was
room.
15.
She was 15.
And her mind, and a lot of zeros.
Okay,
she
so now
trained
when she
very
was 15, when she was 15, how old was he?
well. She knew where he was going.
No, not that. You didn't
But
answer
here's
the
the thing.
question.
But she was already know.
When she was 15, how old was he?
I don't know, but when she was 15, the family already had money, so she already knew what she had to do to stay in that arena.
And she had money, just not as much money as him, because she did YouTube and then she
No,
got
I'm
into
talking
cooking and
when
stuff
she was
like that.
15, the mother of Steph Curry was already in money. So let's play this game real fair.
Okay, we
So when she
playing it
15,
fair
when she
because
was
when you
15,
finally
she
get
already
done,
know.
when you finally get done, then you're going to describe a gold digger.
Which is that's what I'm trying
No,
to pretty much
it's when
do.
you finish saying what you're saying, and you was talking about because she was 15,
Right.
and the mother was already in the money because his father was a baller. So they've nicely been set off already with income.
Exactly.
So now you're telling me that this 15-year-old girl knew what she wanted, and what it was him because she knew that money was down the road for her.
Well,
What does that make her?
But you have to remember, Mark.
By y'all. See?
She had
Now-
a cooking line.
now,
She
no,
did
no,
YouTube.
no,
You know
no.
they make money.
15.
No.
Not at 15.
No,
Listen.
but
She just
and
started
she
doing this
grew just
after.
like as he grew, though.
Money could make you think of
but-
all kind of ideas,
But
honey. She ain't
but
never
what I
cooked
was
nothing.
saying
She had
was
a cooking
that
show.
what I was saying was when she
After
described.
the
She got older.
I'm done.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. We're
No,
good.
I was trying to say that what she was describing and the way that I just laid it out to you shows that lineup. But when we're talking about what people are looking for
right.
and what's really in front of them,
Right.
and so y'all can call her a gold digger, y'all can call her smart. I listen well. You
I
can
just
call
said
her
she's a
whatever you
gold
want to
digger.
call her.
I just said the point about that
all I know is she loved him enough to have kids by him.
But I will say this though,
Was it love or was it for money?
But what I heard from her was
That's what she got to figure out.
No, I didn't say, no, don't put that on me. What I said, the way I inserted myself into this conversation was when I said that she said that we said that Stefan, when she said that she always had to insert herself, if he said, now we had a
No,
conversation
we was talking
at
about
home.
the comment about being 15.
Right, but the reason why I said that because I said her mind has been trained to be like, because she said that she have to, her husband is so nice that she have to sometimes insert herself to have the woman speak to her, or she feels some type of way, and she said she don't like to feel leveled off. So when she said that, clearly he has made her feel some type of way when other women are amongst them. So when I said at 15, so when I said the 15 part was because I'm like, either she's seeing it that way or been trained to see it that way. Because after that, now I don't know how old she is now, but after all those years, you still have to insert yourself to know that I'm feeling uncomfortable, that 15 women are around you and you're disrespecting me and I'm feeling leveled off.
Well, I think
No,
that
she's
she
been
knows
trained.
but she knows what he likes.
You better shut up
Right.
and stand right here.
She knows what he likes too. So that's the other thing with your significant other. You know what your significant other likes.
Right.
But
if
you
it's
still
something-
don't be disrespectful.
I don't. No. I'm not saying that you be disrespectful. But what I'm saying is, I don't think it's an issue when it's something that he doesn't like.
Right.
I think the problem when she inserts herself is when it's somebody that she knows it's his type.
Because
Yeah,
exactly.
'cause
Right,
that's
like she did on
because-
national
She's just been
TV.
territorial. That's all.
Well, I mean,
She's just-
and listen, there's nothing. As a man, I'm gonna be honest with you. There's nothing wrong. Your significant other is supposed to balance you. So if you are out of step, yeah, your significant other is supposed to pull you back in step to say,
Oh,
hey,
good.
because your wife is also, or your wife is also supposed to make sure that you're not getting in trouble.
Right.
Right. That's your better half.
And she said that.
So when you're thinking with your lower half, she's supposed to be thinking with your higher half. So there's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion. The one thing that I will just go back to say is the only issue that I can see being a problem is sometimes you shouldn't let the world know how you think
There you go.
why
Oh,
you think.
they're gonna pull that.
Because people will try you based off of that.
Yep.
You know, it's an old mafia saying, no one should never know what how the family feels.
Yeah.
That's nobody else's business.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like while I appreciate her truth, I have no skin in the game.
Right.
You know, now Stefan Curry, he might have a situation now where people will be trying him.
No,
And
he
trying
may have a
her.
situation now that his other brothers that he balled with will be trying her.
That or
It comes that close.
or those women that she don't know about, they start talking.
Yep.
Because now they feel like with these next few days,
Oh, yeah, they gonna
you'll
pull
see.
it. She's a-
This is when the side chicks. This is when those girls that be following you. This when they start making their Instagram posts with the receipts, the texts, the DMs, the pictures, the whole nine. This is when all this start coming out.
Yep.
Well, y'all men don't.
Don't what?
Hey, listen, man. If you're
It's
the
8
gold digger,
o'clock.
get on me.
Okay, so we're gonna end this show.
Okay, let me just say this quickly. I don't know whoever follows her, but I did see that she did post something on Instagram today.
Did she?
Mhm.
I
don't know what it
I didn't
said,
follow up.
but
Well,
She
I
did
don't even
post
know what
something.
Instagram is, so.
Would you? Okay. Did you guys want to let everybody know about your DM?
Well, what's the deal?
Y'all, you been talking about your DM all day.
I tried to tell y'all I'm the only
Yours out
one
there
in
since
this
you
building.
been talking about
Yours out there.
Nah,
You
go
want
ahead.
all the gold diggers to his
No,
DM?
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, he
Somebody,
ain't.
no, let me tell you.
I am
Let me
just
tell you how
kidding.
much I don't know about the social media. Is that I text somebody about fishing, and the person texts me back and says, "I'm gonna hit you on your DM with my number." I don't even know where to go to find that. So, but that's what I'm saying about the difference between the generation gap of
Right.
what is and what ain't.
Right.
You know, when my phone acts up and it does something different, I gotta ask people in the building, "Hey, what's wrong with my phone?"
Right. You
Because
know.
I know I didn't do nothing. You already know.
All right, y'all. Quick wrap up because it's 8 o'clock. Do you think that Stefan and Ayesha is gonna make it?
They're definitely going to make it, and I'm going to tell you why. Men like honest women.
Yeah,
Yep,
We love honest
I
women.
agree.
You think-
I fully agree with exactly what he said
I think
because
they'll make it.
the hardest thing is to find somebody that told you the mistruth and you thought they were telling you the truth.
That's what hurts.
That hurts more than anything. That hurts more than anything. You can lie to me all day, but if I thought that what you was telling me was real and it was the honest truth, then I find out differently. My emotions go into another thing, and one of the things is most men hide their emotions. So you may never know how I really feel until I react and respond to it. And all she's doing is reacting, responding to a question that was asked, and then she just went in and she told her truth about it. But then some people are mad at her for telling her truth. But why? Why are you mad?
They ugly.
You know?
You stop that.
Why are you mad?
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm glad we talked about it.
Yeah, it was a good one.
It was
Thanks
a
for
good
being
one.
on here, guys. Appreciate it.
We
Input
appreciate
was
you.
awesome.
Y'all stay tuned because we're going to have them on here a little bit more. We got some other things that we were supposed to talk about this week that we pushed back because of this. So we will
Resume
next Thursday.
week?
Yep.
Okay.
And if anybody want to contact me on my DM, you got to tell me how to make it work because I have no idea.
Send the instructions when you go to his DM. Number 1, open this up. Number 2, go to this. All right, y'all. Thank you for tuning in. We
We'll
had
see
a
you
good
guys.
time. We'll see you next Thursday, 7 p.m.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. That was funny.
That was funny.
You just talk with that DM.
Really?
Somebody must have DM to you today because you've been saying
Man.
all day.